Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Hager number 3G and a US32. This is a door pull is what it is, and here is the 3G door pull. This is an 8-inch center-to-center pull, 3/4 inch diameter. It's going to be 8 3/4 overall length. Let's put a tape measure on here. And the clearance is 1.5 inches. Let's check all this out. First of all, the center to center is going to be the most important dimension, 8 inch. Okay, holding that up to where the screw holes line up, 8 inch. Should be 8 3/4 overall height. A little shy on that, Hager. A little shy. Nope. Right on. I was a little shy. 3/4 inch diameter. Okay. 1.5 inch clearance. That's the face of the door to the inside of the pull handle, and then it would have to be 2 1/4 on the outside. Okay, appears to be accurate. This includes a couple of through bolts and finish washers. That would be just a through bolt mount, very typical, very common. This client happened to order the 110S from Hager, which is a half circle push plate. But we had Hager drill the holes for the pull handle, so the client has a couple of custom half circle pulls. And so most certainly what the client's doing is, not most certainly, but most likely, installing them on a pair of doors. So that you've got a couple of half circles on each door so it looks nice and round. A couple of pull handles would look really nice on the ingress side of the opening, I would imagine. So this is in the 629. That means two things. It means it's made of stainless steel. It's actually manufactured of stainless. It's a big, thick bar of stainless steel. Number two, it means it's in a polished stainless finish. Okay, they've done nothing other than to the base material except polish it. You would get stainless steel like this in a satin finish as well. That would be a 630 finish, which would be, in fact, the most durable of all finishes, the 630. Because you're just brushing the base material itself. You're not doing any plating to it or powder coating it, anything of that nature. So a nice attractive pull handle. It's a great option when you're talking about a polished look in a chrome. Polished chrome would be a plating over brass or even steel, and that plating would definitely fatigue or break with time as you are pulling on the handle with metal objects like keys in your hands or rings on your fingers, things of that nature. So foregoing a 625, which is polished chrome, in lieu of 629 will give you a much more durable finish. It's not as highly reflective naturally, but when the option is having a plating that will fatigue with time, you're probably going to stick with the solid material. Let's switch to the screen view and take a closer look at the supporting documentation. Okay, here is the item that we are looking at, 3G pull in a US32. So let's look at the other finishes that can be done on this really quick. US10 satin bronze, US10B oil rubbed bronze, US26 polished chrome, they will do that. 26D satin chrome, US28 clear anodized aluminum, US3 polished brass, US32, that's our polished stainless, US32D satin stainless, US4 satin brass. Extended description information that we can see. 3/4 diameter, 8 inch center to center. That's the clearance and projection. If the door thickness is indeed other than 1 3/4 inches, indicate that here. And that's because we want to be sure that we supply the bolts the correct length. You know, if you've got an 1 3/8 door or a 2 1/4, whatever it might be, indicate there. They're not always a no charge. You know, if you have a 3 inch or a 6 inch thick door, which is not unheard of, the factory will likely charge for longer bolts. But nonetheless, reach out to us. We want to be sure that you get the right length bolt. A stainless, polished stainless, and I don't think these bolts are stainless at all. They might be aluminum, actually, because they're very light. They're non-ferrous, that's to be sure. Getting this polished sort of bolt in a unusual length could prove to be a challenge. Okay, let's take a look at the product template. Here's our 3G. everything that we've basically gone over. 1.5 clearance. The A dimension is your center to center, and you can see how the part number changes as that dimension changes. This is a piece of solid stainless, so suffice it to say, if you have need for a custom length, Hager can certainly accommodate. You know, I've done these 30-inch in length. You know, if you have extremely tall doors, you probably want the length of the hardware to grow with the height of the door to keep everything in proportion. So just keep in the back of your head, Hager, you know, manufactures all of this. They can sure give you a custom size. So be mindful. Don't hesitate to ask. Mounting drawings are here. This shows what is called a Type 1 from Hager, which is just a through bolt. They also have a Type 2, which is just clearly going to be just surface mounted, where you'll drill and tap a properly reinforced door. That would not apply to this pull at all. You can certainly do a spanner, a Type 8. You can certainly do a spanner style when you're doing them back to back. Very clever and durable way to bolt two pulls to each other back to back. You have a left and right thread. You've got this little hole that you insert the spanner wrench into, and as you turn that in a particular direction, it will draw the two poles to each other. Okay, so that's a back-to-back spanner mount. Product catalog is here. This is going to be a document that will allow you to look at all of the pull handles. It's numerical. As you scroll through, there's our number 3. Our G gives us the 8-inch. As you scroll through, you're going to find other variations. If you want the same pull in a 1-inch diameter, yep, it's a number 4. It's a 4G, and there it is. 1 inch is definitely more common than 3/4 inch diameter, especially when you get to 8, 10, and 12 inch. Variations on this material. The 6 is a pretty common pull. You're looking for just a regular pull plate, you probably get a 6 on there. It'd be like a 36N, a 30S plate with a 6N pull. Surface mount and through bolt mount cast pulls. The P8N, that's a neat little pull that we sell time to time. That is a really thick 1.25 inch diameter. Offset round pulls back to back, as you can see. This is an old style pull that you'd see in hospitals, a hospital pull, because you can just hook your forearm underneath here and pull the door open. You don't really see those very much nowadays, but you can still buy them, that's to be sure. That's going to be a surface mounted version, and then the through bolt version is here. Back to back offset pulls, ladder pulls now. Don't do a lot of Hager ladder pulls. I don't know really why. They were very early with display boards back in the 90s of all this material. My memory tells me that they were the leader in ladder pulls and these custom pulls, but we don't get a call for them very often. Decorative pulls are here. And as you scroll through, you get the concept. Okay, so a very handy resource when it comes to all things pull handle related. And that is all of the links that we have here. And again, indicate your door thickness. If you're putting it through glass, indicate that as well so they can create the proper mounting package, which you're probably going to be doing it back to back in that case. Now, there is a link below this video here to the manufacturer's page, where when you click on that, we'll be able to pull up not only all of the Hager products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation as seen here, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Suffice it to say, Hager is a comprehensive provider of all things builders hardware related. Just the cover of their catalog tells you exits, pin and barrel hinges, continuous geared aluminum, commercial, institutional, architectural hinges, trim and auxiliary, lock sets, closers, weather stripping, residential hinges, bypassing, bifold, pocket sliding, door hardware, all of that's there. Let's wrap up this video on camera. In conclusion, it's a nice looking pull from Hager. Unfortunately, the lead time was a bit longer than we had wanted. And the reason is, you know, normally it's going to be 3 weeks kind of from Hager in certain regards. But the client had, and let me just grab one to show you, that 110S, which definitely added to the lead time because the client, again, we had Hager drill those holes in a particular location for the client. And, you know, when you're dealing with stainless, you very likely will want the factory to prep those holes. And here they are. And here's the moment of truth. Yeah, they do line up. So that's what the client waited for, to get those holes punched through there. And, you know, this is just 50 thousandths. Could you drill through it? Sure. Do you want to go about drilling stainless? I would avoid it at all costs. It's brutal, even when you have just 4 holes to drill. This client has, as I said, 2 push plates and 2 handles to go on them. So I would simply urge you to plan ahead, because I've drilled through stainless, and it will make a 20-minute job into an hour and 20-minute job. That's to be sure. So that was the lead time on that. The name Hager is synonymous with builder's hardware, as I said earlier. What I didn't say is they go back to the mid-19th century. And yes, I meant 19th century. I've got a catalog from Hager at the turn of the 20th century. And they were old news by then. They've literally been around for 150 years, sort of scenario. If you have any questions on the Hager 3G and a US32 finish, or any other Hager product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you very much. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.